Okay. Today, guys, for the class, you're going to need a thick, heavy set book. So I'll give you a minute to find one of those. As thick and heavy as you can, but any book will do, just the thicker and heavier the better. So we're going to be using one of those. Hardback, ideally. Again, doesn't matter too much, but if you can find that, great. So, we're just going to get ourselves warmed up and then we shall get into it. So, standard warm up that we always do. Just swinging that leg backwards and forwards, stretching out that quad and that hamstring. Bend the leg on the way back, get a good stretch in the quad there. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. Okay, let's just open up the adductor abductor. So again, I'm just going to hold on to something, toes facing forward, just open that adductor and abductor. Should feel a stretch really clearly in the adductor. Just using these swinging movements just to stretch out the muscle groups in the lower body, preparing ourselves for this leg class. Same on the other side. Should feel really clear stretch in the adductor there, or the muscle that runs on the inside or the groin. Should be a real clear stretch. Just bringing that leg across the body as well, you might feel a little stretch in the abductor, particularly if you're tight. Okay, let's just shake that out. And we're just going to go down into a deep squat to stretch everything out for our third stretch. So, nice wide stance, come down, drive the knees out, nice straight back, knees nice and wide, can particularly feel the stretch again in those adductors, come back up. So it's nice and slow, it's nice and controlled, it's nice and deep, just allowing everything to just sort of dissipate and stretch out. Sit nice and deep. Good, let's do a couple more of those. Nice and deep. Okay, let's do one more of those. Sit nice and deep, just sort of wiggle a little bit side to side if you want. Just try to, again, dissipate all that sort of tension out. Okay, come back up and shake that out. So as I've said at the start of this session, nice thick heavy set book. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds or so to grab one of those, because we'll be needing that, or anything that's going to give you a raised platform, even a pillow, worst case scenario, but something like that, or a brick, something along those lines. So I'll give you another 20 seconds to grab one of those, and then we get into it. Okay, make sure you've got a drink with you, make sure you've got some space. So, first, we are going to place our heels. I'm going to move over so you can see my head. I'm going to place the heels on the book, okay, toes on the floor. Knees are fairly close together, maybe 4, 5 inches, 6 inches or so apart, so they're in line with the ankles and the hip, and we're just coming down, keeping a nice straight back, up, and we're not coming all the way to the top, we're just stopping near the top to keep the pressure on those quads. 1, nice and slow, 2, 3, 4, going for 12. Nice and slow, do it at the same pace as me. Just feel that pressure in the quads. Okay, good. Next, we're going to place one foot on the book, going up on the toe behind us, so we're in the lunge position. From here, just coming down, mind your balance, nice and deep, and then again, back up but not all the way to the top. 1, 2, 6, 7. Keep the knee this side of your toe. 1, your balance. 2 more. Okay, same on the other side. So balance is key here. Nice big stance. Mind your balance. At my pace. 3 more. Okay, good. Next, we're going to hold the book above our heads, nice and straight. We're going to do an overhead squat. So, nice wide stance. In fact, we're going to do this in like a sumo stance. So, really, really wide. Toes sort of facing the corners of the room. Arms up. Going to come down to about 90 degrees. Back up again, not all the way to the top. 1, 2. Good. 3. Keep the torso upright. Don't come all the way to the top, keep the pressure on the quads. Okay, shake that out. Last one we're going to do. Let me just take my top off here. Last one we're going to do is going to do simple calf raise. So again, toes just come on the book. Just hold on to the wall, for example. Heels on the floor. And from here, we're just coming all the way up. Pause and squeeze. Slowly lower. All the way up. Pause and squeeze. Slowly lower. Just until the heels are about to touch the floor. And back up we come. 3, 4. Squeeze at the top. 5. 2 more. Okay, good. Right, guys, pause, grab yourselves a drink. Okay, so next time through we're going to do 10. So just a few things. So with the first one, again, just keeping the knees in line with the toes and the hips on the first one we're doing here. Just keep a nice straight back. Just keep the emphasis on the quads. That is a quad dominant movement there. So just try to keep the straight back, come up almost to the top, and just keep that pressure on the quads. Second and third one, pretty standard. Foot on the book. Nice big stride backwards, and we're just using the book to get a nice deep lunge. Third one that we that we're doing here is we're doing the very wide sumo squat. And again, coming nice and low, but on the way up, again, just keeping that pressure or that tension on the knee, on the quads, just by making sure we're not locking out at the top, so that we're not sort of resting at the top. And then the last one there, obviously, just the calf raise, just making sure when we come to the top of that movement, we're squeezing the calves and controlling that movement. So let's go back into it. Round 2, we're going to do 10 repetitions. So we know what we're doing here. I'm going to come over, I'll come over this way so you can see me. So heels up on your book, toes on the floor. Again, I'm looking down, I can see my knees are in line with my toes and my hips. And I'm just coming down, arms out in front, nice straight back. And I'm coming up almost to the top, but I'm not locking the knees out. 1, 2, nice and controlled. Do it at my pace. 3, 4, 5. Nice and low, keep the back straight. So looking down at my toes, probably got about a 4 or 5 inch gap between my 2 big toes. Let's do 2 more, I've lost count. I reckon that's about 10 there. Okay, good. So next one, we know what we're doing. Let me just turn my music up a little bit. That might be it. Let's try a little bit higher. That's as loud as we go. Move that over to you. So next one we're doing, foot on the book, nice big lunge back, keeping the knee my side of the toe, coming down nice and controlled. 1, again, don't come all the way to the top of the movement. Nice and controlled. 2, at my pace. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to do 1 more. Ooh, my leg's shaking now. Good. Same on the other side. Big lunge backward. Maintain our balance here. So coming nice and deep, almost to the top. 1. There's 5. Stick with it. On your balance. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, good. Going into that sumo overhead squat. So really wide, toes facing the corners of the room. Hands above the head, nice and straight. That's really important. Okay, nice and straight. Almost your arms are sort of hugging your ears. Very wide stance, toes facing the corners of the room. And then we're coming down, nice and deep. Up a little bit, almost to the top, and then back down. So we're coming up a little bit, not locking the knees out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel the quads working there. 2 more. Okay, good. Foot goes down, going into those calf raises. So, heels up on the book, toes on the floor. Ignore that. Toes up on the book, heels on the floor. Hold on to your wall or whatever. We're coming up. Squeeze. At the top, there's 1. Slowly lower. When the heels are about to touch the floor, we come back up. 2. Squeeze. Good. 3. Good stuff, guys. Slowly lower. Heels almost touch the floor. Up we come. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 3 more. 9. Once more. Good. Okay. Grab yourselves a drink. So we're keeping the heart rate quite low here because obviously we're trying to, and I want you to almost focus on that, just trying to keep the heart rate low, because what that means is we're going to be slowing these movements down, which is what I want, to keep the emphasis on the muscle groups in the lower body. So the heart rate wants to be quite low, the movements are very controlled, and we're just putting the emphasis on these muscle groups. Very slow range, or very slow sort of movement just generally through all of these 4 exercises we're doing. Okay, so we've done 12, we've done 10. We're going to go through 8 reps this time. And again, we're just going to keep it nice and slow. We're going to sort of go against that impulse to want to speed it up as we start to feel the burn in the legs. So we know our first one. Let's finish off this leg session nice and controlled, nice and focused. So toes on the floor, heels on the book. I'm looking down, and for me, I'm seeing about a 3-inch gap between my toes. Knees, again, probably about 4 inches apart. The main thing is I can see that my knees are in line with my toes and my hips. That's key. So I'm just coming down, nice straight back. I'm slowly lowering, but I'm not locking the knees out, and then I'll come back down again. Good. 2, at my pace. 3, I've only got 8. So we're going to really slow this down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Move your book if you need to. Foot goes on the book. Take a nice wide stance, going into that lunge, coming down nice and slow. Knee this side of my toe, slowly up, don't lock out at the top. 1, at my pace. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more. I'm shaking, that's really tough. 7, 8. Okay, shake that out if you need to. Same on the other side. Foot goes on the book. Nice big stance backwards. Coming down, maintain that balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 3 more to go. Just stick with it. 6. I know it's getting heavy on the legs. 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to take that book. Excuse me, I'm just going to change this track here. So we've done our squats and our lunges there. Next one we're going to do is our sumo. So really, really wide stance, toes facing the corners of the wall. Keep that book pressed above your head, and I'm hugging my head with my biceps. Toes slightly facing out again, facing into the corners, and I'm coming down nice and slow, at least to 90 degrees, up, but I'm not locking out at the top. 1, 2, at my pace. 3, 4, 5, 3 more, 6, 7, 1 more, 8. Okay, foot goes down, toes go on the book, heels are on the floor. Hold on to the wall. I'm coming up, squeezing the calves at the top, slowly lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more. There's 1. Okay, good. Grab yourselves a drink, guys. Phew. Okay, move your book to the side. Just going to have a bit of a stretch out there. So let's start with a quad stretch. So you can do this stood up if you want to. I'm just going to do it on my knees because you cut my head off when I step forward. So I'm just going to take the foot and I'm just going to do that standard quad stretch just to stretch out the quad. Okay, same on the other side. Okay, just going to do a hamstring stretch. I'm just going to place that knee or that foot rather out in front, and I'm just going to sort of lean down, maybe take the ankle or the shin or the toes, doesn't really matter, as long as you can feel that stretch in the hamstring there. Okay, same on the other side. Okay, let's just go down onto our back. We're just going to stretch that glute out. So knees come into tabletop, and I just place one ankle on the opposite knee. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this knee down and away from me. Then I'm going to take the knee on the inside, and I'm just going to relax. Okay, again back to tabletop. I'm just placing one ankle on the opposite knee, and again the first thing I'm doing is I'm just pushing this knee down that you can't see on your side away from me. Then I'm reaching in and leaning back. Okay, relax. Good stuff, guys. So another good session today. Hitting the legs quite hard. We've actually managed to go through that rather quickly, actually. 26, 27 minutes. But nonetheless, really good session. Just making sure that we're really focusing in and sort of slowing down those movements a little bit, just to really focus in on the muscles. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.